Today I'm going to talk about flute articulation. Articulation should be discussed after your flute student is proficient in embouchure formation, breath support, and overall sound on their flute. When articulating on flute, you want to think of a ta or a da syllable. Tu and do will help with the formation of the embouchure since it's kind of flat, so tu, do. You could think of the word door as a good combination of the two, so door, 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 door. Da is a less percussive articulation than ta. When thinking about where to place the tongue in articulation, a drawing is very helpful. So I drew a nice little diagram of the mouth. You can see the soft palate, the hard palate, and then this is the tongue. When you are articulating on flute, you do not want your tongue to be on the tip of the teeth like other instruments such as trumpet, but you want the flute articulation to occur on the ridge of the mouth, about where the gums of your upper teeth are behind your teeth. So right around here. You can feel, if you feel in your mouth right now, you can feel those ridges that are leading into the hard palate, which eventually turns into the soft palate. But you want the da, and if you think a duh, your tongue is touching that part of your mouth where those ridges are present. It's not ta ta ta, ta 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 ta, da 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 da. It shouldn't be ta 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 ta. It should ta 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 in the ridge. So I would encourage my flute students to practice articulations on the head joint to reduce the different factors such as, note accuracy and things, so they can just focus on what their tongue is doing and their sound that the tongue is producing. So you could demonstrate by tonguing with a ta syllable, a little more aggressive than the da syllable. Is a little bit softer, smoother. Also, tonguing incorrectly, which would be placing the tongue in between the teeth, would sound like this. And you can actually see my tongue physically going in between my teeth. I would discourage that in my students, and I would show them how to use the da and ta syllable correctly. So, common problems that your students will encounter when learning articulation are huffing the notes, which you'd want to discourage because it's using lots of excess air, and your students are going to get dizzy, and it will be very uncomfortable for them because they're expelling so much air instead of tonguing. Some people will try to tongue with the throat, which is, to me, feels like a glottal attack, which you want to discourage. And you don't want them to stop and start the air after each tonguing. You just want the air to be consistent while you're tonguing. So not this. You'd rather have so a constant airstream the entire time is what is best. More advanced students can be taught to double or triple tongue. Double tonguing uses the syllables da ga, da ga, da ga, da ga, da ga. The da is towards the tip of the tongue on the ridge, and the ga is farther back in the tongue and the mouth. So da. So you can think of it as da ga, da ga, da ga. I'll demonstrate that. tonguing involves 3 syllables. You can use them in any combination. It really depends on your music and what your private instructor would encourage you to do. You can have da-ga-da, da-ga-da, or da-ga-da-ga, da-ga-da-ga, or some people we discussed in class, some trumpet students learned da-da-ga, 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 da-da-ga. Dr. Large encourages da-ga-da-ga, 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 da-ga, because she says that keeping the tongue in constant motion instead of going da-da-ga, da-da-ga, if you go da-ga, 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 it will be a more consistent tonguing, and it will be just your tongue will stay in motion, and it will be better in the long run. So I'll try to demonstrate a little bit of that, some triple tonguing. So we have so far discussed single tonguing with a ta or a da syllable, double tonguing, da-ga, or triple tonguing, da-ga-da, da-ga-da.